Well, continuing on with our 2015 PDRA TV Winter Shop Series tour, if you will, we've made our way to southwest Michigan, to the small town of Niles, where we have caught up with Artie McElwee III. My friend, good to see you here at Tefco Systems.
Great to see you. Thank you so much for coming. And, you know, the funny thing is, I know you guys started out on the East Coast, but it's still snowing.
It's snowing everywhere we've gone. It's snowed, but tell us a little bit about this company and your family involvement and the length of time you've been involved with it and such.
Well, I joined in '05. My family, my mom and dad, Art and Pat, took the company over in 1994. The company is 60 years old this past December, and I had the opportunity to join them in '05, and I haven't looked back. We're just surrounded by wonderful people, and we provide some really neat services.
We come here for a big reason. One of the reasons is that this year, Tefco, as a corporation, he's been a fast dragster racer for many, many years. More tuner than driver, because that's what he likes to do. And he's got a great driver in his brother Mark. But you guys have helped us here at the PDRA and put together a real cool 5-race series. Tell me about that.
Oh, yeah. It's the Pro Open Outlaws. It's kind of a run what you brung. It takes us back to the IHRA days and the Super Eliminator. Most of us are gonna run blown alcohol dragsters and altereds, and heads up, and just hope you brought enough.
Heads up first to the finish line and run what you brung.
Absolutely, and for us tuners and engine builders, we try to give it just that much and then save some for the rest of the day.
I know that there was a time when you and I talked off camera a number of times and on the phone, because we've been friends a lot of years, and you said, what in the world could we do to make something like this happen? And you got with the powers that be, Bob Harris and the rest, and we're able to put this program together. Very cool.
Yeah, and you know what we love about it as a family and a company is owned by racers, run by racers. And we're just a bunch of racers. We call it tailgating with a race car. And we're just a great family with a bunch of friends, and everybody gets together and just has a great time. But I put a bug in Bob's ear at Martin last year. And as you know, talking to you and several others, Larry Snyder's been instrumental, just numerous people. We wanted a place we love bracket racing, it's where we came from, but let's face it, going fast is a ball.
Your brother, Brian Pfeiffer, a whole bunch of the other guys that are part of your team, for the most part, are very limited, or have been up to this point, with a couple of bigger events in Florida, one in the spring, one in the fall, and a couple races pretty much at Martin. But this is going to broaden things out for you a bit.
Yeah, this is going to be fabulous. You know, we came out last year with a new car. We won at Martin at the Quick 4, thanks to Phil Ez and Ultrasonic. This year it's going to give us an opportunity to market our products to our customers and invite them in, not only to introduce them to drag racing and the PDRA family, but just come on in and hospitality and have a ball.
Yeah. Very cool. Tailgating at the drag races, right?
Absolutely, with a race car.
Hey, let's take a tour of this shop. Now, let me tell you something. This is what's cool about coming here, and one of the neat things about our winter series, if you will, is that everywhere we go, it doesn't necessarily have to be a racing shop. And this is one of them. The things you're going to see today, you're just going to flip over. This is a coating company. You don't have to have 10,000 waffle plates. You don't have to be the Ford Motor Company with mufflers. You don't have to be Freightliners with your exhaust system. Powersheild Coatings will take you one at a time with a pair of headers right here, like we're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets and onesies and twosies. Doesn't make you guys a bit of difference.
No, it's no different than if you've got pots and pans at home and the coatings come off because it was done overseas. Take the handles off of them or anything that's going to melt in the oven, and I can make them brand new.
That is bizarre. I got to tell you something else we saw a moment ago. Of course, we're in snow country up here, being right next to the lake. What in the world? I mean, obviously it looks like a snowmobile frame, but this is a vintage piece right here. Tell me about this thing.
Yeah, a good friend of ours, Mike Staley, he's renovating or restoring a 74 John Deere, and here it is. And it looks like it was just made.
He took it apart piece by piece, took everything off of it. So you guys, he probably did maybe just a little hammer and dollar here and there, and then you blast it, and it has gone through. This truly is one of the pieces that's gone through the powder coating process.
Yeah, and where we come from a specialty powder coating company or division, if you will, with Powersheild, is we do all the things so you don't have to at home. We mask off all the threads externally, the threads on the inside. to where other powder coating companies, in my opinion, are just kind of down and dirty. We set ourselves apart of it. We don't apologize for what we charge because I think it's very fair for the quality from my folks. But yet, we do the work for you, so when you get it home, you literally can just put it back together.
Start putting it back together, absolutely. Instead of having to take a dye or a tap or whatever the case might be to go through that, bring it up here, that's already done and ready to go. And oh, by the way, sometimes you even look around and see a guy all dressed in black like that who's taking care of the snow out there. I just want to introduce my good friend Brian Pfeiffer, and he's the do-all guy. And he's not only the do-all guy, he's one of the main guys that makes that car go fast.
Yeah, he's a huge help. He's been tuning cars for a lot of years, putting them together, tearing them apart, blowing them up. We just happen to do it together because we love it.
Very cool. We certainly look forward to seeing him a good bit this summer as well. So, guys, in closing, let me just explain a couple of things. I'm going to actually let you explain a couple of things right here to the tail end, because on this table sit a number of variables that set this company apart from almost anyone else in the country.
Right. Again, Powersheild Coatings, doing specific powder coating and what have you. This is a custom rat rod piece to an exhaust manifold header to mixers that go into chemicals that we wrap with thermoplastics. But would you believe that there's 10,000 piston rings on every one of these sticks? And what we do with them at Tefco Engineered Coating Systems is actually coat the ID of every one of those rings that's on that stick to a specific tolerance. 100% repeatable.
Really? Unbelievable. Let me just say a couple of things, man. It's been a really, really, really cool tour today, and really unusual compared to what we're used to doing. And several things I'd love to tell you. That, first of all, thank you for being a part of PDI. Thank you for being my friend again. We've been friends a long time.
Yeah, I love you, Brian. My family loves you guys. We're just so excited to join the PDRA. Put my brother back in his seat, best driver in the country. I've got the best team in the country. And hey, if you want to join us, come on out to the Powersheild Coatings racing trailer in the Pro Open Outlaw class. And again, we're going to be tailgating with a race car.
Keep in mind, if you are from this general area, we will be hitting Martin, Michigan, US 131 on
June 27th, 28th, I believe. Yep. You're putting me on the spot here.
Our
first race is going to be in Rockingham in April 9th through the 12th. Then we go to Martin, Michigan in June and July. Then we're going to, towards the end of July, we'll end up in Maryland. And then in September, we'll be at Galat Motorsports Park, which we're really excited about that. And then we're going to finish it up at the World Finals in Virginia.
It's going to be a great time. And I want to tell you what, on behalf of PDRA, to you, your family, your great mom and dad, Mark, all your crew, Brian, and I know there's a bunch more of them. Thank you so much.
Well,
and thank you for the time you took to be with us today as well.
Well, from my family and Tefco Engineered Coating Systems, home of Powersheild Coatings, we thank you.
Appreciate it. Tell you what, it's been another wild day. Probably snow 10 inches thick outside, but it don't bother me or Jimmy. But at the end of the day, it's all about PDRA TV and coming with these wonderful folks, visiting these beautiful shops, and all these great marketing partners that we have, like we have right here at Tefco. You're watching PDRA TV.